Well, hi and welcome to my first darkroom video. In today's video I decided to print a 35mm negative onto paper. And I'm gonna blend in the negative we are printing, well, over here. And yes, so I would say we start right in. Before we start, let's roll the intro. And as usual, if you like my content, please give me some thumbs up. Hit the bell button and don't forget to follow my channel. Okay, so let's start right in. Okay, welcome back. So we're starting right in. So I'm going out of the frame, you're just gonna see my hands and me doing some stuff here. And before we start, I'm gonna give you some information about the materials that I'm using today. The developer that I'm using is a Ilford multigrade developer. It's around 6 months old, so, well, I tested it, it's still working. Ilford Rapid Fix, some citric acid as my stop bath. It's just regular citric acid mixed with some water, works like a charm, and some water just to dump in the picture after fixing it. The enlarger I'm using is a 4x5 enlarger. I just switched out the lens, so it's working with smaller negatives. And I'm using my smaller easel as well. The paper I'm planning to use is a fixed graded paper, a resin coated paper from Foma. And well, it's a normal grade, so it's around 2 and 2.5 if you want to know it in filters. Well, I'd say let's just start right in. And the first thing I'm usually doing is making my test strip. I make a very basic kind of test strip today. It's a linear test strip, so it goes from 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on. It's not in incrementals. So yeah, let's just start right in. Let me just pick my paper out of the safety box. Already prepared it. Silly me. And for the test strip, I usually use just a half piece of paper, just in case I have to redo the test stripe. Then I do not have to, do the whole paper again. So I use half of the paper, like so. Put the other half back in here. Great. Come on. And down there. Now, bring in my red filter, starting my enlarger. I find the knob. So I'm usually doing this without a camera. So I'm a bit, how to say it, nervous. Okay, here we go. Now let's open this thing up. Let's remove the old piece of paper. Let's put it over somewhere here. Here we go. Now, as you might see, this is a very contrasty image. So I'm quite, well, curious if this works out with a fixed graded paper. But we're gonna see. Let's check it. Yeah. Here we go. I think this should be perfectly in focus because I pre-focused it. I'm just gonna check this for a second. Now I'm gonna stop down my lens to about f11 or f16. Now let's go with f11. That's a good stop. Let's turn this off. Let's give it 2 seconds of time. Let's check it for a second. Yeah, see, this happens from time to time. Again. Okay, now everything seems to work. Let's remove the safety glass and let's start. Now let's dump it in. 1/1000. So with the test strip, I'm not too too precise in the timing, just the development time. And when it goes to stop path and fixing, I'm not too precise about it because I'm gonna dump it later on anyway. So I'm just putting this in here for roughly a minute, examine it, and then I'm gonna put it into the rubbish. So yes. Okay, now this was development time for about a minute, a quick stopping and fixing for another minute. Now I'm gonna turn the lights back on, taking a look at the picture and deciding on whether I have to do another test strip or if I'm already satisfied with what I'm seeing to make a big print to, well, examine it even further. And after the first big print, I usually decide if there is a need to reprint it or if it's already a good working print or, well, usable for like a photo book or something like this. I mean, not like a zine or a book like this. I mean, more like a personal photo book, which you have at home in your shelf, for example. Okay, now let's turn the lights back on. Let's have a look at the image. And I'm blown. I love it. It works fine. That's great. I wouldn't think it works out that well. From what I can see, 2, 4, 6, 8 minutes would be perfect for this image. Would be a good mix between contrast and detail. And the whites aren't too blown out, the blacks aren't totally, well, crushed. I think that's quite great. 10 seconds would also work out. So maybe I'm gonna make an experiment and go between 8 and 10, means 8.5 seconds, for example, just to give it a little more, you know, a little more black, because I like it very contrasty. And well, we're gonna do this now. So 8.5 seconds, and let's see what we are coming up with. Okay, let's start. I'm making this for 8. So now it's nearly 8.5, so 8.5 seconds. Let's take a fresh sheet of paper. So this is my first darkroom video, and later videos I of course will more going into details and telling you what I do, why I do it, and so on and so forth. But well, for the first video I wanted to go easy, do not use a multi-grade paper, and so on. Okay. I also think there won't be much opportunity for dodging and burning here in this image because I like it as it is. I usually try to already catch my images in a way, well, that I like them afterwards. Okay, let's open this up. Oh, and by the way, if you ask yourself if the green light is a problem, well, no, not if I do work quickly. And without hesitating too much, because then everything is fine. But otherwise it could maybe fog the paper, but I've never had problems with it. Okay, now I'm just putting away some of the dust. And well, now the magic happens. Let's just give it a try. Here we go. Now put it into the developer and let's count the minutes. Here we go. Let's put it over into the stop bath. And in the stop bath, usually would put it, well, around a minute as well. But since this is resin-coated paper, I'm not too afraid of, well, having too much developer remaining in the paper, because basically the paper is plastic. And with fiber-based paper, I would work much more precise here, but for the sake of this tutorial and with resin-coated paper, I know how far I can go, and yeah. That's what I usually do. I'm very quick when it comes to using resin-coated paper. Okay, now let's put it into the fixer. There we go. And whenever you do this, make sure you are not touching your developer with either your fixer or with your stop bath, because you could mess up your developer, and you definitely do not do this. This would be a total waste of chemicals. Okay, now let's count around about 2 minutes here. Should be fairly enough. Okay, as you might see, it just went dark because just for the rest of the fixing, I decided to use my darkroom timer as a time indicator so I can stop counting in my head. Yeah, I usually use a clock, but I definitely did not want to go out of the darkroom, turning the lights back on just to bring in the clock. So this is also a very good working, well, solution for the problem. Great. Now when the time is up, we're gonna have a look at the picture, but I think it'll turn out quite great. Maybe we could have gone even more extreme with the blacks, and maybe we're going to check it, or we're going to test it, and then we're going to see what we're coming up with. Now, should be ended right now. 2 seconds. Here we go. Now let's turn the lights back on, and let's have a look at the picture. So I stopped it for roughly 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and I quite like it. There's quite a lot of detail in the image. Maybe the darks could have been a bit darker, just a tiny little bit. But there's still detail here in the darkest parts of the image. So just for the sake of the tutorial, and just because I'm curious, because I'm always curious, I'm gonna give this image 10 seconds now with a new sheet of paper. But this already really looks super great, and I'm gonna make a picture of the image as soon as it has dried, and I'm gonna put it, well, of course, into the video, because now here on the video you won't see a lot because the ISO is so high and so on and so forth. So I'm gonna put this into the water for a minute, and I'm gonna continue, and I'm gonna put in the next one for 10 seconds, and well, await the surprise. So let's bring this down to 10 seconds. Let's start the enlarger again. put in a new sheet of paper. And of course, at the end, I'm going to show you both images as soon as they have dried. So you can decide for yourself which of these images you like more. Okay, now let's put this in here. And I'm just hoping that I do not have any fixer on my hands, because then you will see funny fingerprints on the image, and well, it's not as funny as it sounds. Not for your money. Not funny for your money. Okay, I should stop this. Okay, let's start the 10 seconds. And after the 10 seconds, we are immediately going to put this into the developer. So I'm gonna switch off the enlarger again, bring this up to 60 seconds because I'm developing for 60 seconds, roughly 60 seconds. Here we go, and put this back in, and here we go. Okay, now next time I promise I have my darkroom timer with me, so it's not going dark all the time when I do my developing. And yeah, I have to say sorry because I also do not really have a more lighty or more intense darkroom light. But yeah, I'm usually just working with one light. So right at the moment I'm already using two lights, an old light bulb, which consumes a lot of power, but who cares? It's just for the video. Usually one light is fairly enough for me, and I know how to orientate myself in here very, very well. Okay, now let's put this into stop for a second. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Let's stop it for a few seconds. There we go. Another great thing about using resin-coated paper is that you don't have such a big problem with the image darkening after or during the drying. So during the dry down process, it's not, well, darkening too much in the shadows anymore. There's a difference there when you use fiber-based paper. It's usually becoming a little bit darker during the drying process. Now let's put it into the fixer. And here we go again, making this 2 times. And after this, we're gonna have a look at the results. So I do not want you to watch me fixing this here for 2 minutes. That's why I'm gonna pause the video right now, and I'll be back with the dried pictures and the final results, so you can have a look at how they look and can decide what you like more, the 10-second version or the 8.5-second version. Yeah, until then, see you. Welcome back with the results. As promised, you can see here both versions, the 8-second version and the 10-second version. As you might see, there isn't too much of a difference. Here on the right we have the 8-second version. You can see that the highlights here are a little bit lighter, whilst at the 10-second version they are a little bit darker. Besides that, they are pretty similar. Maybe there's a little bit more detail here in the back wall in the 8-second version versus the 10-second version, but still there is enough detail to make this a very beautiful print. So I really like both of the prints super well. Okay, because I was bored, no, not really bored, but I already was in the darkroom and thought maybe I'm gonna make another print. That's why I decided to make a print of a close-up of some pipes, which I also took the picture of in the brewery, which is this one here, and I really quite like the result. So this isn't completely paper white, this is nearly completely paper white, but still it is a wonderful image and I'm very happy with the result. This was a 9-second image, so I knew the times where it was the same roll of film, so I decided to try it with 5, 8 and 10 seconds, and 8 wasn't enough, 10 was too much, so I went with 9 seconds and I quite liked the result. Okay, this was it with this video. And I know there is still some space for improvement, a lot of space for improvement, but it was my first darkroom video, so tell me if you want to see more darkroom videos in future, of course with more details, and yeah, if I manage to somehow get lights or something like this, maybe also with some better quality and less noisy image. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you had a great time. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and have a wonderful day, evening, or whatever. See you in my next video. Goodbye.